What's up, douches? Oh wow, I took a little nap and I'm gonna be up for a minute doing some coding shit, and then I'm probably gonna fall asleep at a regular time and be on a regular schedule. So hopefully shit starts calming down now that Scooter Braun's gonna be getting arrested and all that bullshit. Who knows when? These people have stolen so much money, it's gonna take a minute to drain them, I think. Before we go into that, Big Dog, you didn't. If that was you that I beat in StarCraft 2 and 3v3, you didn't lose because you have a shitty teal teammate. Because if you watch, I have a teammate doing the exact same thing. You lost because you were trying to grief me. And if you watch the video that I put out, I literally will sacrifice unit. Like I'll sacrifice 3 of my units to take out 1 tank, which is why I'm always expanding. I am sacrificing my units because I'm going to build more units. So the only way you can beat me in StarCraft is to out-expand me. If the rush doesn't get me, out-expand me. Which is why I do a common 4-racks rush. Because while I'm expanding, I'm pumping out marines and bunkers and turrets. So you really can't even get into my turtle. Anyways. But I saw the thingy about, I guess they're like, I don't know. I'm so mad at Stephanie right now. I don't want to get into it, but I think I will explain what Jesse is trying to say. Oh, touch toes, back up on the wall. She feels empty, the same reason Stephanie feels empty. What you don't understand it. Scooter Braun taking all that George Soros money, all those other people who are massive pedos and basically are older than everyone else. Like, was it Scooter Braun's like what, 45, 50, something like that? P Diddy is like 55. They're all older than me, right? I'm used to fighting people 9 years older than me and winning. So that's why I'm the chosen one. That's why God said I can do whatever I want because I have good intentions. No, like without going into it, like if if doing shit like well, if you want to get into it, like uh uh one of the ways that they spin the second endowment in the Mormon church is they'll be like, King Mosiah was the holy king, and he had concubines because he was the king. I'm not getting into that right now. Religion's just a brain fuck to get you to, like, these are symbols. Like, Saturn symbol, bull symbol, Taurus symbol, there's symbols in everything. It means there's chemicals in it. That means some think tank put together the corporation. Drink it sparingly. Temperance. All right? But the same way, well, I'll just use the Mormon church. When you're like 12, you get to like break the bread and you get a calling. When you're 14, you get to open the doors and hand out the pamphlet, right? And when you're 18, you get to bless the bread and the water, right? The equivalent of the dark cult, if you even want to call it that. This is just analogy's sake. Would be you start selling a bit of your soul, you get attention. You start selling a bit more of your soul, you get fame. Before you know it, you have to do things like participate in the satanic prayer circles, do weird things behind closed doors, sign contracts that say things like, I'll be a comfort woman kiss bang whore, even though I don't want to. Or they'll sneak it into your contracts and all that bullshit. And doing something like having a baby goes against everything they want because they want the dudes to be women and the women to be dudes. That's what they want because everything they do is ass backwards. So, that Scooter Braun dude, he is in a cult. Whether or not you joined his cult or not, when you take their money, you have to do culty bullshit. That's why for like, how long has TV sucked? Like 23, 25 years? How long has Scooter Braun been in charge of Hollywood? 23, 25 years? So you all are miserable because whether you know it or not, you've joined a cult. Okay? Like before I even knew what the Mormon church was, I was going to church. I was like, wait a minute, because we went to a Christian private school for a little bit, for like kindergarten. And the first time I realized that church was different was when they were like, "Why don't we see you on church on Sunday?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, there's school on Sunday? I thought we went to church on Sunday. Why is there school? Why is there church and school?" And then I asked a question, and they're, "We have the true church," and all that bullshit started. Anyways, to summarize, what Jesse, touch your toes, back up on the wall, is talking about is she has no choice. When you sign these contracts, they take away your choice. Choice, freedom, is the strongest power in the universe, even more so than compound interest, because you have to choose with your free will to compound your interest. So I will explain it to you, and I'll use a Catholic priest, because eh, as long as you get something out of it, right? So when I was first put on probation, I remember, like, I told a story a while ago, how, like, I violated my probation like 5 times. So they were like giving me like an extra super last chance, which was boxing, but part of that was going to like Alateen and like Narcotics Anonymous and like sharing my feelings and all that bullshit, which is honestly is probably why I'm fairly confident and mysterious. I've learned a long time ago to say what you got to say and then shut the fuck up so you can go on and do whatever you got to do, which is normally smoking. Anyways, so this is around the time Dark Angel was out. Jessica Alba's hot. So I'm trying to like cause a ruckus and like get everyone to not listen to the bishop or to the preacher dude with the Catholic thingy on. And he's like, "What's the most power?" It's like, "If you had all the power in the world, what would you do?" And I was like, "Jessica Alba, because she's hot." And everyone started laughing. And it might sound stupid, but it made a lot of sense because everyone shut the fuck up and listened to him because he goes, "You know what would be more powerful than that?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "What if Jessica Alba chose you out of her own free will?" And I was like, "Whoa." Because we're all a bunch of like troubled kids who get into trouble all the time, right? So we're not good with our emotions and all that bullshit. But that one stuck with me. Now, what Jesse is basically saying is to become a successful pop star, you have to give up your free will. You have no more choice. It's not, do you want to be in this Rick Ross video? It's, you are going to be in a Rick Tosser video because he got fucked by P. Diddy last night. Oh, you said no? We're going to eat you. All those things you were doing, that meant in our cult, you were agreeing to us eating you if you don't do what we say. Because, step one, they get you to do the music video, right? Then they give you the magnet moon thingy, right? Step two, they give you the tour. Oh, but you got to come to our parties and all that bullshit. My head's a little fuzzy. What happened to those parties? I feel a little weird. You sold a little bit more of it as a bug. Sold a little bit more of your soul is what happened. Then all of a sudden they're like, if you don't do the things that help us make juice out of kids, to help the royals, we'll make juice out of you. Don't believe us? Look at Anne H. Did you see the thingy where she was being put in the dead people bag and she opened it up to try to get out and we just tranked her and closed it on her on live TV? Don't believe me? Why don't you go and talk to Matthew Perry? Oh, that's right, you can't. We sacrificed him too. Get in line. That's what she means when she says she feels empty inside. That's what Stephanie means when she says, "I'll explain later." What, you literally signed away a part of your soul and they own you in some demonic thingy that you thought was a joke that to them is real? I mean, at least I was lucky enough to be like hoodwinked into signing all these soul contracts with the angelic ones. It's still bullshit. It's still like when I was like a child, they were like, "We promise Jesus that this one will do all the salvation for us. We're gonna go watch TV." So it's still bullshit. But like that's what they do. So you think you're just singing and dancing, but you're doing an incantation. That is why at the opening of the Hadrian Collider in Switzerland or whatever the fuck it is, they had like a bunch of dancers doing dancey things because when you shoot electricity through circuits, it dances around and all that bullshit into patterns and waves and all that shit. So to you, it's a song. But the reason why Scooter Braun was getting paid billions or hundreds of millions of dollars by George Soros to fuck with everyone's music is because they are in a cult. Whether you think it's a joke or not, they don't give a fuck. You're going along with it. That's all they care about, your obedience. And you are doing a giant prayer circle every time you play one of those shitty beats or one of those shitty songs because like look the real War Machine was on. I can't remember his name. They took him out and put in Don Cheadle because he probably sold out. That dude was talking about the Hertz thing on Joe Rogan, how like they fucked with the Hertz on purpose because every emotion, every vibration, every even like a thought has certain vibrational patterns and music can help bring those out. So around like World War II times, like eugenics times, they on purpose changed the frequency of music, which is why most people say that when they listen to like Beethoven or Bach or Mozart, they study better because that's actually a different hertz setting of the music. So when everything started getting retarded, they started fucking with the music and the TV to basically put a bunch of spells and incantations. Like they would be like mantras. They have mantras that are negative in all music and in all TV. The same way, like if you were to sing Mormon hymns over and over again, you get that mantra tone. The same way the Buddhists and Tibetans have the mantra like Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, all that bullshit. Anything repetitively is basically a mantra. So when you hear the same do it, do it, do it in every single song, that's like basically taking up space in your brain that could be used to learn anything else. And it's keeping you in like a goop moronic state so they can easily control you. So you are literally, by listening to all this shitty music, like George Soros allegedly was paying Scooter Braun to keep everyone stupid with music and shitty entertainment so they could steal from you easier. I literally told Stephanie within 2 seconds that link was fake. But I already put my money in it, is what it comes down to. It can't be fake. I've already been using this. And they're all arrested now. But that's what Jessie means when she says she feels empty inside. That's what Stephanie means when she says she feels empty. That's why Stephanie's Instagram picture is her like this with her back facing everyone. Because she feels empty inside. Because that's the price of fame. That's why I didn't want to be famous ever. Anyways, I'm going to do coding shit or StarCraft 2 or whatever the fuck until I pass out.